Thanks for coming. I hope today gives you an opportunity to sit down and not with, maybe 20 mics in someone's face, but just really get a chance to go one-on-one with either a coach or a player and enjoy, maybe a little bit more of them on a personal note. So that's the design of it, and we do appreciate your guys' courage and obviously being out there for as long as you guys are. So with that, I'll open up to any questions that you got.
Al, just stuff we've seen this morning.
Yeah.
Njoku with the linebacker. What's the move?
Say it again?
David Njoku.
Yeah. Okay. So David is kind of a hybrid for us. He's 230 pounds. So is he a big X? Because he runs well, and obviously he's got explosiveness. Is he an H back, or is he a Sam? Well, we want to take a look at Sam now, because we know what his ball skills and movements are like. So I couldn't really give you an update based on this morning. But we'll look at the film, and then I'll talk to the coaches too, just about the basic movements, because he does have length and size.
So not permanent, or just kind of just exploratory.
Got to take a look right now, yeah. Like we tried Tran Gray at tailback and it snuck. So we're just trying to take a look at some guys at some different spots.
Obviously, with the depth chart released and Brad and Jake separated themselves. Just talk about those two guys and the battle they got going on and what they're doing now.
So Beast, I think number one, they respect each other immensely, and they're competing, but they're also very cooperative. So they're setting a good example of what we want every position to look like. The battle's won in a classroom. It's won in your preparation, your work ethic, your attention to detail, and ultimately how you perform. So that's a tight battle. I'm doing, we're obviously moving forward. From a team standpoint, with the majority of the 1-2 reps going to them, but as you guys saw today, everybody's still getting reps with the 1s and 2s, and everybody's being developed. So it's a long season, been down this road before, and we just got to keep moving everybody forward. I'm very pleased with that position group right now, and clearly Ryan is getting stronger daily.
Al, might be a question better sort of for in season or even after the season, but the cloud's gone, facilities are improved.
Yeah.
Talk about the medical facility, what's going on in Sunlight. What's the next big thing on the to-do list as you keep moving back to where you want to get to?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get through today, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to get to watch the film and maybe hydrate a little bit. Tim, since January 11th, we spent, the better part of the first 18 months to 2 years raising money and laying out a plan, and really the last 12 to 16 months executing it. So we've come a long way in a year. But we have what we need right now to be successful, Tim. We've really caught up in a lot of areas: the field, the medical, this facility, our training room, our locker room, our training table, and then obviously the stadium by 16. So all of that is immensely important. And I haven't discussed anything with Blake yet, so that's why I'm a little reticent to say anything publicly. I think that's better in-house than it is in this setting. Yes, sir.
Coach, since you started here, two of the things that you constantly focus on have been depth and conditioning.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're at?
Very good. Very good conditioning. The depth, I don't know. Maybe I'm living in fantasy land to think that, the depth is what it used to be. I think we're all struggling a little bit. Mm-hmm. If you lose a guy here, lose it there, especially since we've given up some scholarships. So we're probably going to struggle with that a little bit, but at least we have confidence, in the 2 deep. And the offensive line has made a lot of progress here. That was my biggest concern depth-wise. Mm-hmm. Clearly, Tucker and Fentress playing linebacker has kind of fixed that depth issue. But we have to stay healthy. I think I speak for everybody in college football now. You got to stay healthy. So I like the depth, and you guys that were out there right now, that's a heck of a practice. And we have to push it, but you got to be in condition to do what they just did, and I'm proud of them.
I like your take on Rashawn Scott.
Yeah. So let me get with Doc, okay? Because I haven't talked to him. Rashawn got home yesterday. All I can say is it's going to be some time. It's not a season-ending deal. Does that mean 3 weeks, Matt? I don't know. Does that mean 4 weeks? I don't know. I just don't want to start speculating on something that I don't know. And to be honest with you, it's It's a little bit of an exotic injury, it's not something that's customary, so he's doing good. Obviously, he was out there today coaching, and he'll keep his conditioning up so he can return to action quickly. And as I said, Rashawn was running with the ones most of camp, so we'll get him back.
So it won't be season ending, you don't think?
Excuse me?
You're saying it won't be season ending for Rashawn?
No. And again, I don't want to rule out anything. We'll just see what the doctors say, and we'll go from there. Yes, sir.
Dallas, from the spring until now, where have you seen?
No comparison. Starting with his body, to be honest with you, starting with his body, his lean muscle mass, his weight reduction, his fast twitch, his quickness, his attention to detail, how much more comfortable he is running the defense. As I've said multiple occasions, playing safety in college football is almost as difficult as playing quarterback. You see a different formation just about every play. Every week you see a different offense, especially in the ACC. We'll see spread, we'll see we'll see power teams, we'll see the option Georgia Tech runs. So we'll see it all. And so Dallas has made a commitment to his body, worked really hard, and obviously performed well yesterday, 2 days ago, excuse me.
Do you get the sense that, and maybe even just early on at least, that you're going to see a lot of 8-in-the-box sort of deals when you guys got involved, just sort of prove it that there is something?
Well, I hope so. I like the matchups outside if we do that, and obviously Clive. So we just got to keep moving forward. It's really important that we find surfaces to run the ball. It's really important that we convert on third down, hold the ball more than we did last year, Tim. And third down is a big part of that on both sides. Our third down differential was not good, and that led to really a disproportionate amount of pressure on the defense in terms of time of possession. So, go ahead.
To that point, when you looked at the balance between third downs and time of possession and just big plays, when you guys say the next play, obviously you're off the field pretty quick.
Correct.
Is there a way to have that balance where you're on the field more than 26 minutes a game and keep that outside?
No, I think there is, and Tim, without saying too much, obviously that's something we talked about all year. The defense got to do their part, offense got to do their part, and then obviously special teams in terms of covering and protecting the ball and changing the field, they got to do their part. So it all works together. But as explosive as we were at times, Tim, nothing excuses our third down performance from last year, and that probably hurt more than the explosive plays for sure.
Do you think the defense was asked to do too much last year? I remember a couple of times where...
Well, again, Dave, we got to get better in all three phases. That starts with me. So we got to get better in this training camp. All three phases got to get better. But if I give you an example, we threw 4 interceptions in North Carolina, and I think we had 3 red zone stops or 4 red zone stops. So although they amassed however many yards, 500 yards, or whatever it was, the defense was on the field most of the time and fighting their tails off. So that's just one example. And then there was other times where we didn't play as well as we needed to. Dave, as I said, we got to tackle better on defense, starting with how we teach it. Okay, going all the way down to what we're demanding in practice, and then obviously with the kids holding each other accountable. We got to do better on third down, for sure. Okay, and then we got to continue to see if our pass rush develops. That's going to be really important, David, because if you can't rush for 4, now you're always allocating a 5th or a 6th, and so hopefully I feel like we've made a lot of progress with that. We'll see here in the next couple of weeks.
Are Kirby and Burns long-term right now, or still...
Kirby and Burns, no. As I said yesterday, I know you try to get me every day, Matt, but as I said yesterday,
somebody's got
Burns, I think Burnsy's, it could be ready, maybe he's jogging around a little bit tonight, maybe ready tomorrow. I don't know. It's truly day-to-day for him, and we consulted the doctor on Kirby, and he felt the same way with him. So it could be any moment. Let's just stay on injuries. Does anybody else have an injury question so we don't jump around?
A couple guys got nicked up today. I think it was Jelani and Corey.
Yep, and you're privy to that. So if it's significant, I'll announce it. Okay?
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did you say Chad Thomas?
No.
Chad Thomas also walked out. He walked out of practice.
Again, guys, all I'll say is, I'm open to practice. If there's an injury that you would otherwise not be privy to, I'll announce it if there's a significant injury. Other than that, we can't. What you're just saying right now is on Twitter, and now I have a mom wondering if her son's okay. That's
No,
Can
no,
we
I
just?
didn't put it on Twitter.
Yeah, we have.
I just,
Yeah, we don't-
just let you know.
It just did. It just went on Twitter.
Well, who
30 seconds
put it
ago.
on Twitter? I asked you, that's
Yeah.
You asked, you said you wanted to know.
Therefore, it's on Twitter.
Well,
So-
you said you wanted to know any injuries.
I just want to make sure that we can communicate to our parents if there's a significant injury. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Hey, I was, as a player, where is Chad Thomas right now?
Chad, again, a guy who came in at 50 and is over 60 now and didn't lose any of his twitch. I think the biggest, he's a competitor, Gary. He's a competitor and a leader. And he's not afraid to stand up for what's right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard. We've asked him to lead already as a freshman in certain segments, and it's easy to just bow down or say, okay, we're going to let that go, but he does not. And he obviously comes out of a championship program. He's got an expectation, a standard to win, and he's got a will inside of him now. He comes to work every day. He really does, and excited about him, and obviously he's got a lot of reps today.
What's realistic for him as a true freshman? I mean, in terms of starting out the season,
Well, he's in the mix right now for first and second down, and he's taking a lot of starter reps with the third down package. So that's realistic. And a lot of these guys that came and joined us in May, it's hard to imagine them as freshmen anymore. They're just so much further along. Conditioning guys, they're so much further along, in terms of their knowledge, and they're playing fast. If you look at Joe Yerby today, I mean, could Joe Yerby have done that if he arrived 2 weeks ago? No. So those guys are much further along. Trevor, KC, and then the guys that came in May have been here 13 weeks already, 14 weeks. So, Chad, he's humble and he's hungry, and he's got a little chip on his shoulder, and I love it.
Hey, Al, can you talk about Walter Tucker? I mean, having
Yeah.
to play both ways and how you're managing that.
I would be honest if I didn't lose sleep a couple days there thinking, can he do both? Are we putting too much on him? And he's responded. So really proud of Walter Tucker right now. I see a sense of maturity in him. He's a 230-pound man. He's explosive. He's been a 4 or 5 guy since he's been here. So that's fast. That's fast for a fullback. That's obviously fast for a Mike linebacker. So, Manny, you guys know, we have a lot of different groupings. 21 is, a good package. Is it as much as we go 11 personnel? No. So he's got a package in there. And then he's doing a great job on first and second down, plus what he does on special. So Walter's doing a lot. I'm proud of him right now.
He said he was switching jerseys a lot during the scrimmage, just going back and
He
forth.
was. He was, and he did well. So, we got to be careful not to put too many bricks on that pile, but proud of him right now, working hard.
What was the reaction with you guys being picked to win the division? You guys downplay it?
Our reaction?
Yeah.
I really don't listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys work your tails off, and I don't mean any disrespect. I try to answer everything.
Mhm.
I try to be upfront, but I promise you, I don't read anything. I don't get into it. So
Did the guys say much about it?
I hope not.
Okay.
I hope not. We're really trying to be a different team this year. We're just trying to really just focus internally, just one practice at a time, one day at a time, and then ultimately one game at a time. We want to be in that same position we were at mid-year last year, but we want to have learned from this year how to handle it better. All of us, everybody in the building, starting with me. And the way we do that is one day at a time. We just block everything else out.
Can I just follow up with that?
Sure.
What do you think was the biggest thing you guys learned from the second half of last year?
There's a lot, obviously, and that what I just mentioned is a big part of it. If you look back, you're at Miami, so you think everybody in the program, when we go to the bowl game, has been to a bowl game. But really, there was, the previous 2 years, we took a team to a bowl game that hadn't been to a bowl game for the majority of the team, and they didn't learn from that. They didn't learn from the ACC championship game. So, we get into that middle of the season, and we're sitting there fighting all the outside forces, and it was our first time in that. And we need to handle it better. We need to play better. We need to stay healthier, clearly, and we need to have better depth. And then all the other things that we talked about since the spring in terms of the things that we need to fix. That's a big part of it too, for sure.
Al, Greg Kaya said that he didn't come here, he doesn't plan to be a red shirt, or he wants the ball in his hands kind of thing.
Yeah.
What sets him apart mentally and also mechanically, and how he actually throws the ball and plays?
Okay, so, all right, so the first thing that helped him was he came in at 228, he's 206 now. So he really leaned out. So his endurance is good, his fast twitch is good, he's lighter on his feet, he's better in the pocket. All right, so again, strength staff, Tony Muscle and nutrition, tremendous job. That's number one. Number two, he loves the game. I mean, you know, everybody says, yeah, I love football. This guy loves football, and he's devoted all of his time to it. So he's given up a lot. He's made a lot of sacrifice. We talk to our guys all the time about volition. You know, everybody is motivated right now to have a great season. What are you willing to give up? Well, he's given up a lot since he's been here in terms of seeing the area, sightseeing, you know, relaxing and all that to learn the game. So he's made that commitment. And then obviously he's blessed in terms of his length, his ability to see, and his arm down the field. I think the biggest thing I see with him right now is his ability to conceptualize the play and know where everybody is. So if he does get in trouble, he knows where the tight end is going to be, he knows where the H is going to be, he knows where his check down is going to be. So from that sense, it's a little bit of calmness that you don't normally see, where it's not just panic, sack. You see a progression, and he knows where to go. His feet are telling him where to go to the ball, and he's trusting.
Is it tough to be a freshman? I mean, to come in and you're just starting college, even with the classes,
Yep.
you know, co-ed and what? Is that hard when you have to put it all together?
Well, you put it like that, I guess it's difficult. But I guess, is it hard? Yes, it's hard. Is this the ideal situation for Brad Kai to come into? Yes. The coordinator was allowed to work with him for 8 weeks, all right, 2 hours a week, and he was able to get in summer one. So I think we're at 13 weeks for those guys now, maybe 14 that he's been here. So you learn the system in summer one, repeat it in summer two, learn it for the third time now. So good for him, he's taking advantage of it.
Would you be leery if he ends up getting the job and you're right, he's the guy? Would you be leery of putting a true freshman out there just because it's a true freshman?
Absolutely not. No, not based on what I've seen and the supporting cast around him. No, that's not going to be a factor.
Anything else, guys?
There's been a kind of a buzz topic nationally has been for your scholarships
Yep.
over the last couple of months. Miami kind of quietly has been doing that for some time, and it's kind of one of the president's big chief
Yeah.
champions that. Does that come up at all in recruiting that no matter what, somehow, some way, you're going to have an opportunity to get
Yeah.
in this place?
It does, but I think the biggest thing is, you know, we have a commitment to those guys. So if we have a guy that leaves early, when he's done, he can come back and finish it. And we're actively talking to a couple of guys right now, trying to get them to come back and finish it. I think it's important to do it while they're young, before they have a family, before they settle down and get in the workforce, that type of thing. So I think our academic support does an amazing job. I think obviously the commitment that the university and the president has made for these kids going to summer school really helps them stay ahead. And then the commitment that President Shalel and Blake James have made for the kids coming back is a blessing, because there's not a lot of schools that do that. They make the students pay when they come back.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thank you.